Hello, hello, hello. Hola, hola, hola. Let me see who we got watching here. Just trying to get my nail tips all squared away. Hi. Rebecca's here, Kathy, Marisol, Elizabeth Ware, Grace, Karen, PJ, Deborah, another Karen, Teresa, Tammy. Hi, you guys. I'm a few minutes early. I'm not in my space tonight. Rebecca is working out of Lynchburg, and I am on Chincoteague Island. The kiddos are at the dock crabbing. Look, they caught 11 or 12 big blue crabs last night and steamed them and have that meat ready to go. Whatever you do to decrab them, that's what Tim and Rob and my grandsons did. So they needed a little bit more. So they're hoping to catch some more blue crab tonight. You talk about fresh from the dock to the table. Yeah, I know. Look, I already had this live plan for tonight and I had my stuff with me. I'm like, let me just do this from the Chincoteague Island. I'm on a little island. It's a fisherman town. And there's nothing glamorous about this little island. It's very, very peaceful. It is 7 miles long. When you come in off the Chesapeake Bay, you got to cross this big, long bridge and you can see the little island. It's 7 miles long and only 1.5 miles wide. Our shopping choices are Dollar General, Family Dollar, and the IGA grocery store, honey. So we just chill out while we're here. Our whole family's with us. I Candy, Hillary, the 3 boys, our youngest daughter, Rachel, our son-in-law, Rob, and their 2 little ones. We have grandsons from age 9 months all the way up to 12 years. So, yeah, we've had a good couple of days. Yes. So I'm glad you gave your Sunday night to spend with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? I'm not in chill mode yet. It takes me a couple of days to get there. But I got me some Tylenol PM, honey. And tonight it's on like Donkey Kong. I'm going to take those Tylenol PM tonight. Oh my goodness. What y'all up to? What's popular in the salon? Somebody tell me. What's popular in the salon this week? And let me see who we have watching on Facebook. I don't see we're live on Facebook. It told me we were live on Facebook. You're making dinner? Let me just make sure we are all connected here. I don't see the live on Facebook. Can anybody else see it? Maybe it is my connection. I'll wait to see. You don't show it live? Hold on just a sec. I don't see it live either. It says we're live on Facebook. It may be a Facebook glitch, so I apologize about that. I will share this live to Facebook when I'm done. How would that be? So I Candy grilled some chicken tonight, and I made a salad, and I made some steamed corn. We're going to do these tonight. So this was a set of nails that I had a special order for. My customer was going out of the country the first time to Jamaica. She wanted something elegant, but she wanted something really bright and kind of islandy at the same time. So anytime I make a custom set of press-on nails, I make 2 sets. She got 1 set and I kept the other set so that I could, obviously remember what was in it. So this is the way they come. Thank you for your order. And all of my press-on nails actually come with a certificate, a registered serial number. Can you see that? That little holographic label says original. So I record this number in-house. Then I take a picture of what I've used, write down the products of what I used. All that goes into my computer in case she were to break a nail. I can go back and refer to that as far as to get her a match on that. Let me get my camera adjusted slightly here. Look at these. Are these not beautiful? It's very organized, Jamie, because I do so many nails. If you had purchased this set and you broke this one right here, I would have the number of the tip recorded with what was on it. And this little serial number helps me do that. So this is what I'm going to show you tonight. This is our summer alcohol inks. Let me set this to the side. Our summer inks are neon. Now, typically, our limited edition sets are only 6 pieces, but we had to put one in here that's not your typical ink, which made it a 7-piece. So let's go over the colors you're going to get in the 7-piece neon collection. Okay, it's only sold by the set because these are limited edition. Vivid Violet, it's just that. It is a bright neon purple. These have been selling for 3 or 4 weeks now. I'm not at headquarters. I can't tell you how many are in inventory, but I know we've sold a lot of these. Vivid Violet, Outrageous Orange. This is that beautiful, it's a little bit corally orange. It's that neon orange. Firefly Flash. It looks like a lightning bug's butt. You can see a little bit right here what that's reflecting. Don't judge the color by what's in the bottle. You got to wait till you get it on the nail tip, okay? Electric Inchworm. Bright neon green. Hot Magenta. And then we have Blue Coconut, a really bright neon blue. Now the 7th color in this, watch when is called Light Up the Night. Watch when I shake her up. Oh, honey. Look at there. I totally wish you could see this like I am seeing it. So I want to swatch this one first for you. I've got a black tip ready to go here, and then I'm going to show you how I particularly use this one. Now this ink has lots of fixative in it. As a matter of fact, she's sticky when you put it on the nail surface because we want that to stay put. And let me see if I can adjust my lights slightly. Hold on just a second. I am working remote, so that's always harder. Look here. There we go. I'm going to go with a little bit more of that. This puts a beautiful blue purple shimmer on anything you use it for. Look at that. And now we're just going to set that aside and let it dry. We'll come back to that. Yeah, I would say this ink is really not to put marble lines on with. It's more, I use it more just by itself and for blending. You would wear just this? I would too, Janice. Very chameleon. It looks purple. It looks blue. It looks a little bit of teal. And this actually comes in the set. So let's let her dry and we'll come back to that. Now back to the set I'm going to show you how to do. Anytime you're doing multiple colors like this, you can't put all these on at once. If you do, you start getting really, really muddy. So what we want to do is establish the color pattern And then we blend no more than 2 colors. If it has 3 colors like these ones, then we add the third color last. This one actually has 4. Okay, so let's do this one right here. We're going to start with the purple, the Vivid Violet. Just going to adjust slightly. And we're going to go with Vivid Violet up in this corner. Now, let me tell you something about neon inks. They are going to intensify the longer they sit. So while it may look pale, especially the green and the yellow going on the nail, do you see how dark that's getting? Right? So we have to give that just a second to dry. Even after we move it around with fluid, we want to make sure it's fully dry before we top coat it. Now we're going in with the blue coconut. I'm going to overlap slightly. And then just into plain blue here. Now we want to let that much dry before we put anything else on it. Let's get our alcohol ink brush, a little 100% pure acetone, and some little blue wipies. And you probably guessed how we're going to do this. We're going to blend 2 colors at a time. And then we will add the third color. So right here, I'm going to wash that out just slightly. Just ever so slightly, because I'm going to overlap the next color that comes into that. And then same thing here. Purple, overlap, overlap, overlap. I try not to overblend. And I have the help of a ceiling fan drying this really fast for me. Okay, and that's about how I want that blended. I'm not worried about that because I'm going back with some of this Light Up the Night. Alrighty, now we're going to put just a tiny bit more blue where we want it to overlap right in here. I'm going to go with the green. This green looks very, very pale when you put it down. I'm going to overlap that. But I want you to kind of watch that before your eyes. Look at it changing color. Look at how it intensifies. And now before we add the next color, obviously we want to let that dry a little bit. We want to blend these two. Okay, so I'm going to wash it out a tiny bit here. Not very much fluid. And just lightly blend where it overlaps in here. Remember, nothing's set in stone, so we can always go back and tweak wherever we need to. This is the Light Up the Night 7-piece neon ink collection. I'm going to go a little bit heavier with that green. And then I'm going to fade into this Firefly Flash, which is the yellow. Thank you for the orders, you guys. You're going to absolutely love these inks. If you're an ink collector, how many have them already? Raise your hand. If you're an ink collector. Look at that, how pretty. I do want a tiny bit, while that yellow's drying, I want a tiny bit more blue. Just bring this down a little bit further into that green. I want like a teal area, and that will help transition from the light into the darker. Not yet. These neon inks are so, so, so pretty. All right. So now just a little bit of a light blend here. Don't oversaturate the brush. I'm not really looking for marble patterns. I'm just blending the ink. And now there is the first one kind of blended. I'm going to let that fully dry and then I'll come back to it. Let's go with another one. And let's start that one with purple also. Whoops, that's not purple. That is purple. I was going to say that was green. Purple. And pink. Bring that pink down really, really, really far. I like mine to kind of be asymmetrical, you know, not straight across. And let's blend ever so slightly. I love the tie-dye look too, Nancy. It's that's a great way of putting it. And there's not a lot of pressure on yourself to create a mimic of a granite countertop. You know what I mean? Like all those intricate vein lines and stonework. And that's not what we're going for here. It's just a nice little tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to fade that into the outrageous orange. I want you to see this. We're going to overlap slightly, overlap, overlap, overlap. Really control that amount that I'm overlapping. And then go heavier right in this area. Remember, all of our inks are buildable coverage. If the first coat is not deep enough for you, just let it dry and do a second coat. Look at that. Yeah, it is, Jess. It's very, very bright in person. And I'm going to deepen that up right in here. Actually, I'm going to deepen up that whole entire orange area. Just let that dry. Neon inks have to be treated just a little bit different. In order to keep them neon, there can only be so much pigment put into it, or else it doesn't go neon. It goes into like an opaque type of ink. And want to be able to see through it. Look how beautiful. Now I'm going to let that dry just a touch. Look, look, look. Side by side. Oh, honey. Right? Questions on laying this ink down? This is the Light Up the Night ink collection. Let's look at our little buddy over here that's dry. That we can now move that ink around. Okay, let's go back into this one. If you need a quick look, a quick set of press-ons, maybe you're down to your last client of the day. They don't know what they want. They can't decide on a polished color. This is quick enough. You do this on every nail, every single nail, every nail. Look at that, how beautiful. And that's all it needs. Let's see, let's put a drop more purple right here at the top. What's on the black? The Light Up the Night. This one comes with it. Look at this. It's a Chameleon Shimmer Pearl ink. A little bit more of that dark purple right in there. And now just ever so slightly, I don't have much fluid on my brush. I just want to pop that out just ever so slightly. Just like that. And there it is. Over one of the nails. I'll show you in a second. Now look, when I was laying this green earlier, if you were watching, it wasn't very deep, was it? That's what's happened to it since it sat there and dried. One of my favorite combinations is a blue purple and a little bit of pink. So now I'm going to do that one. I think I've used all the colors, haven't I? Yes, I have. So let's start with some blue. I want to get that on this one. We'll go on this side. Now look, at first glance, that blue looks a little light. But you just give her a second. I'm going to go with a second going over there. Blue. Let's do, I think I want to do purple. Crisscross a little. I think sometimes we get in too big of a hurry because inks are easy. And we're like, oh, that ink will just, it'll work itself out. No, we still got to work it a little, right? First thing I want to do is lighten it up where the two colors are going to meet down here. Then with only about a half fluid brush, on my brush rather, about a half a fluid on my brush, not a full brush of fluid. We just lightly move this around where it kind of meets in the middle. And just tap it, tap, 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 tap. These inks blended with the Milky Boba Tea inks, oh my gosh, they are a horse of a different color. I don't have the Milky Boba ones with me to show you, but maybe next week when I'm back at my studio, I will show you that. Okay. Am I using alcohol? No, I only use acetone to do my blending. Only acetone. And just tap, tap. Again, I'm not looking for marble lines. I'm looking for more of that tie-dye look. So now let's see what we got. Look at these, how beautiful and bright. Oh, honey. What color combo have I not done? Let's let those dry and let's go over here to, y'all remember a few weeks ago we released this one. This is opaque white. Y'all remember that? This is white as you can get. It is white, white. I'm going to put down some opaque white on the black one. You guys actually asked for this. You wanted a white ink that wasn't a wedding veil ink. You wanted pure, stark white alcohol ink. And that's what we've given you in opaque white. So now let's kind of move this around a little. Just on the sides, fade it out like it's liquid smoke. We used to call this liquid smoke nails back in the day. Look, y'all, I used to have to do this with gel polish before inks came on the scene. I had mastered doing it with gel polish too, and I got very close to this with gel polish. But I'm so glad our inks are here because it takes me less time. A whole lot less. All right, we need to let that dry, of course. Let's do one more in opaque. Also, if you have glazed donut, whether you have the limited edition bottle that was in the Beetle box or this one, this is a pearl. Hold on, I gotta shake her up. This is a pearl white. There she goes. Hear those little mixing beads. We'll put one over her too. I love glazed donut ink. Really pretty pearl. Look at her dancing around. Oh, honey. These come in a set, both of these whites, if you are looking for something like that. Let me shake her up a little bit more. Will Galaxy inks be restocked? They will not. Galaxy inks are leaving for good. You need two of the white ones. You can get the pearl one and the opaque one in a set, one of each. But you can also get them individually too, Grace. You would love the white set. Maybe Rebecca can put that link up for us. It's called, what is that set called? Brunch Time. Yes, Brunch Time. It's Brunch Time. Ink Duo. Look at that, how pretty. Now this has a silvery tint on your screen. There's no silver in it. It's all that really pretty, pretty white pearl. You're shopping on your phone and watching on your iPad, Karen. Good thing you're not driving, honey. That's all I got to say. All right. Now we're going to let that dry. We'll come back to that. Look, you cannot put ink over ink without some sort of protective barrier. So I'm going to take a little bit of matte top coat and go over this one. You know, Neon loves white. Neon loves anything with that stark, chalky background because it looks more neon. It makes the neon color pop. It gives the neon the true color because the neon is obviously translucent, transparent. All right, let's cure that. We'll bring that right back. Let's see if this one is ready. Not quite. She's a little sticky. Let's go back to one of these little ladies. I'm going to take Light Up the Night, which comes in the summer collection. And now just ever so slightly, I'm going to drop little bits of Light Up the Night where those colors meet each other. This is a great blender, you guys. If you have an area that just didn't quite work out as far as the blending, look what it's doing. Ooh, I'm going to turn it upside down. Now that's one way you use it. I don't blend it any further. I let it dry wherever it touches and it gets kind of blotchy like that. It's supposed to be. The other way I would use this, let me go to the left with this, is I would put down the barrier on this one. I prefer to use Light Up the Night over Shiny. So I'm just going to put some Ladybug Luster Wet Look down here. And let's cure that. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, I love it. Yes, Light Up the Night has just been released. It's only sold as a set. The limited editions are only sold in a set. And I'll tell you why is, you know, we only have a certain number that we can sell anyway. And if everybody wants Outrageous Orange, or if everybody wanted Light Up the Night, then we would have no more sets to sell. So it really throws our inventory off in the background of the website. And then we get tons and tons of messages. Why is this not available? And when can we get this? And yeah, it makes it quite tricky to manage our inventory when we have sets and open stock. So now this is cured. That had the matte top coat on it. Trust me, you're going to want to use all this as a set, honey. I'm going to go with Vivid Violet. And I'm going to brush that violet right there. I'm just going to come down the side of this little nail in a, like a little rainbow fashion, if you will. This is the magenta. I'm going to go right into the orange, Outrageous Orange. Just give that color a second to deepen. Did you see what it did? I'm going to go into yellow. Overlap slightly. And here's where I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to go on the tip of this nail with my blue, just so I can be sure I leave enough room to get some blue on there. And then right in that little gap, I'll fill in with green. So the green will need to overlap both the blue and the yellow. Green. Any color that you want to intensify a bit more, as soon as it's dry, put your second coat on there. I think I want a little bit more blue on the bottom, bring it up just a tiny bit higher. Right here, Cran-Blazy. I thought we had Cran-Blazy in stock. Maybe Rebecca can check on that for us. I thought Cran-Blazy was in stock. We just restocked all 3 of those Magic Eye Candy Chromes. This is going to be exquisite, Karen. Exquisite. Look, you don't have to be a hand painter to make beautiful art, right? Now, ever so slightly, you want to give this just a little bit of blend where these colors are meeting each other. Just slightly. Here and here, where they're touching. You need those 3 Candy Chromes. I'm pretty sure we restocked those. I saw them last week when I was teaching Nail Art PhD, and I believe all 3 of them were back there on the shelf. But Rebecca will check on it for you. It says out of stock. I didn't think we had sold out of them. Rebecca, would you make a note to check that at work tomorrow? I'm pretty sure they're hanging on the wall. Maybe they restocked them, or maybe they refilled them and they didn't get added back online. She'll check it for you, Karen, and send you a message and let you know, hun. Okay? If you place your order and it's in stock, can we invoice you? We sure will. Sure will. Rebecca, I'll take good care of you. Won't you stop it? Look at this. All right, I'm going to go with some shiny top coat, some Ladybug Luster Wet Look. You don't have to put this over black. I use a lot of black and white for camera purposes. You could put this over anything. A dark navy, a hunter green, a metallic gold. Look how pretty that is. Let's cure that. You're very welcome, Tammy. Marcy, it would be amazing with Hollywood top coat over it. Girl, yes, because on the press-on set I did, look, I pressed a little candy chrome in it. It's got a little strawberry peach candy chrome because I made these before I had the neon candy chromes. Our neon candy chromes for summer, I think, would look better over these. It would just, yeah. It's the same color, you know. Okay, here's this little lady. I'm going to shake up Light Up the Night. This comes in the summer ink collection, and I'm just going to brush it right over top. I'm not going to try to do a marble. I'm not going to try and do any of that. I'm just brushing it over. And look. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see that shimmer? Look at that sparkle. So obviously it takes this a little bit longer to dry because the fluid has to evaporate away from the pigments. So we're going to set this one aside and then we'll top coat it here in just a moment. Now this one, we actually blended those inks with Light Up the Night. She's ready for a top coat. Oh boy, that's pretty. Is the camera even doing it justice? Can you see it? Oh, honey. So now that one's ready to cure. Now, when we put Light Up the Night on this one, remember, when this goes over black, it completely changes color. So probably what I'm going to do is just kind of tap it. Just get it on the surface of the nail, and then I'm going to push and pull with some acetone on this to kind of figure out where I want it and where I don't want it. You see that ink dancing around, honey? Again, Light Up the Night should be used over vivid, deep, dark. And now I think I am going to push that away from the neon ink kind of coming right down through this way and let that Light Up the Night just kind of float into those darker areas. Look at that, how beautiful. See how it kind of gathered here? Look at the tip. I knew when that Light Up the Night went on over that blue. Oh, honey. Look, you could totally get an oceany vibe with this. Let's let that dry. Now this one we have been letting dry. This is the glazed donut ink. It's a pearl white, not a pearl silver. I know it looks silver on your screen. I'm going to top that with Ladybug Luster Wet Look. And I'm only going to cure it for 15 seconds. I love experimenting with my inks to see what they do over different surfaces, over different cure times. Okay, so got to watch my timer. There she goes. And this one is out of the lamp. There was my 15-second timer. Look at that, how pretty. And now with this one, again, we're just going to take some of these bright colors. And watch what happens when we brush the bright color over that. Now we get the white pearl underneath takes on the color of the ink that we've put on top. This is the Glazed Donut ink. It's in the 2-pack of it's Brunch Time inks. I didn't want these inks to go marbly. These inks need to just tint what's underneath it, is why I'm putting it over a shiny top coat that's only been cured for 15 seconds. Now I want this hot magenta at the bottom of here again. So let me place that one. That's what I have at the top. And then I'm going to go with this outrageous orange. So basically I've used 3. I've used the magenta, the orange, and that firefly. Look at that, how beautiful. If you need to soften anywhere, use very little fluid, very little. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to take off any of it. I think I'm just going to leave it. I like it how it looks. Now, because that top coat was only cured for 15 seconds, it will hold the next top coat. It's actually has a saran wrap feel to it. And those inks are already dry on the surface of there. So I'll go in with my Ladybug Luster. And go right back over top. A little fuzzy in mine. Look how pretty. Oh, yes. So this is the pearl white versus the opaque white. Opaque white is underneath here, and here's the pearl white, the glazed donut. Let's cure her. And now this one is dry because we put Light Up the Night in there. Look. See there? That one is dry for the top coat. How easy. How easy is this? Look, y'all, vacations are coming for everybody. For everybody. All of your clients. And this is easy, beautiful, bright, easy breezy CoverGirl, honey. Put these two side by side. Look. And now let's cure that. Now on the press-on set, she'd asked for something a little elegant, and so I did some one-stroke roses. I don't teach these on my lives because these are in my classes. My paid content online is my one-stroke class, but I just used a little bit of white was the only thing I put over it, and I didn't do very many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 7 of those that I put that on. You wouldn't even have to do that. You could totally do it without it. You got to redo your nails, Jamie. No. While I'm thinking about it, let me show you something real quick. Those nails are in the light. We got one more. We got a top coat here. We have 2 new brushes. Let me get these out of here. How you open? How you open? We have 2 brand new brushes that are our watercolor brushes. We have a neon watercolor palette that's releasing in about 10 days after I get home next week. Very soon it will be out. And we did not have watercolor brushes, so we had 2 watercolor brushes made, and they're a different color so that when you look in your brush bag, you will be able to distinguish what's your watercolor brushes and what are your gel brushes. Number 1, watercolor brushes should never, ever, 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 ever go into gel, and that's why we did the different colors. We have a mini watercolor. Look at this beautiful brush. The mini watercolor looks like this. Look at that nice little point on her. And then let me show you the watercolor pen. This would be for, you know, obviously teeny tiny detail. This one would be more for petals, tiger lilies, that kind of thing. I've already used mine here. Let me get her back to a point. So this is watercolor pen. I'll show you the difference in the size of those. Mini watercolor and watercolor pen. These make all the difference in your watercolor. And again, don't put these in gel. Only clean these with water. Typically, I clean my watercolor brushes with like Dawn dish detergent. Just kind of soap them up and rinse them out. And then just bring them back to a point with your fingers. You can't put any gel in it because to seal those brush hairs, you know, because then you got to try and clean it out before you watercolor it. Don't do that. It's okay. It's okay. Just smooth that down with your fingers and they'll be good to go. Again, the watercolor pen is the longer one, little bit beefier one. Compared to the alcohol ink brush, this is alcohol ink brush, this is watercolor pen. I would say the brush hairs are about the same length, but this one is much fatter and this is really, really skinny. And these are available now. They're online. Watercolor pen and mini watercolor. Aren't they pretty? I'm so proud of these brushes. They're beautiful. They're a nice weighty brush. Now, if you're watching and you attended our Nail Art PhD a couple of weeks ago, a lot of those ladies took these brushes home with them. We'd love to know what you think about them. Actually, I'd like to have a couple more made in my watercolor series. Things that I know I would use it for, but there again, I don't know if other people would use it. So, yeah. All right. Last little nail. We got to put some, did we top coat that one? We have not top coated this one. Let's top coat her. Ladybug Luster Wet Look. Look, y'all, if you don't do anything but ink, you can build a whole business just from alcohol ink. Do you know how many Press-on nails, I actually see with really nice alcohol ink work like this, almost none. Almost none. It's very easy to set this up in assembly line fashion and let it go to town. Okay, do we want some light up the night in this one? I think we do. I think we do. If I had my black ink with me, I would love to put down a matte top coat and then some black ink through that, but I don't have my black ink with me. So for now, we're going to forego that. I would really love to use it, but again, I don't have it. So just on the surface of that nail, there's no matte top coat or anything in between that. And let it dry. Now, not so much. Good. Look, you don't even have to do all the rainbow of colors. If like you really love this one, you do all your nails in that color format. That's the purple, the blue, the green, and the yellow. Were these over white? Yeah, I just put white gel polish on there. Let me get these out of the lamp. Oh, honey, look at this one. One more. I got one more in the lamp. And then I got to top coat this one. That one's still wet. You can see right in there. I am in love with this. It's so pretty. This is over the glazed donut one. You'll see how pretty that metallic is, right? All right, let's top coat this last one. Anybody have questions on the neon inks? You can integrate these with all of your other inks too. Anything you want to brighten up. Pull in some red, pull in some burgundy. If you've got the limited edition called Into the Wild Blue, pull that in with this bright green and the blue coconut and do like a pretty oceany theme with that. I think that would be gorgeous. Which one's your favorite, Nancy? Yes, Jess, honey. Those Into the Wild Blue, because you've got several shades of pearl and metallic, and yeah, make all of your inks work together and talk to each other. The one over the glazed donut, I do too. This would be pretty with purple and blue over glazed donut. But there again, I'm going to go in way, way close. The only way I can show you this is to get super close. Look at this here. This is the Light Up the Night ink in that one. And then look down into the depths of the glazed donut, the neons over glazed donut. It's so pretty, isn't it? So beautiful. Let me see what we still got in the lamp. 2 left in the lamp. And those ones are these. Let me give you a look-see. Don't you love the little Light Up the Night ink I just brushed on top of that? Just brushed it over top of that one. All right, listen. Thank y'all for joining me on my little vacay here. I will not see you until I am back next week. Rebecca is going to be talking to you guys Wednesday, and I'm going to get some R&R because I got a lot of work waiting on me when I get back. We have our educator, distributor, and ambassador training coming up. I'm in South Carolina. Before that, if you've not signed up for that One Stroke Boot Camp I'm doing in Lyman, South Carolina, I think we still have about 6 or 8 seats left for that. And then July is our rubber base retreat. All of our giant load of rubber base gels are being dropped this week. They're arriving at headquarters, so all that will be waiting on me when I get back there, okay? Listen, I'll talk to y'all soon, and y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye.